Welcome to DJ's Dancefloors and I Do's, the podcast that helps engaged couples plan an unforgettable wedding day, one beat at a time. Hello there, I'm Shane Griffin, professional wedding DJ and MC with over 20 years experience, and here I share real advice, smart planning tips, and behind-the-booth insights to help you feel confident, organized, and ready to celebrate your big day. Congratulations! Whether you're just starting out or deep into wedding planning, you are in the right place. Before we get started with today's episode, a couple of reminders. First of all, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Shane Griffin Entertainment. Secondly, like and subscribe to this podcast so you can be alerted when new episodes drop. Third, check our website, letshaneentertain.com. That's letshaneentertain.com, where you can find our list of entertainers, pricing, vendor referral partners, our informative blog, and everything you need to help you make informed entertainment decisions. That's letshaneentertain.com. Lastly, I've developed a free ebook titled The Bride's Guide to Wedding DJs, and it's available to you for free. If you'd like a copy emailed to you, simply send me an email, shanegriffinentertainment@gmail.com. That's shanegriffinentertainment@gmail.com, and I'll send it right out to you. This 8-page guide will help you immensely as you're making entertainment decisions. All right, with that, let's jump into episode number 10, how to set the perfect wedding atmosphere. When most couples think about atmosphere, they picture decor, candles, flowers, maybe some string lights, and all of that is beautiful, but the entertainment, the music, the hosting, the energy, and the way your DJ shapes the entire evening, that's what truly creates the feeling of your wedding. So today's episode is all about helping you, the engaged couple, understand how music and entertainment actually shape your night, how the vibe is built, how energy is created, how flow impacts the dance floor, and how a professional DJ can turn a pretty wedding into an unforgettable one. And I want you to know this right up front. The atmosphere you want, it's not random. It's not luck. It doesn't depend on having a, quote, a dancing crowd, end quote. It's created intentionally through entertainment. That's what today's episode is going to help you understand. Let's start at the very beginning, guest arrival. Before your ceremony, before that first song, before you even walk down the aisle, the atmosphere starts with the second people step foot on the property. Think about this from your guest's perspective. They park their car, they walk toward your ceremony site, they're taking everything in, the scenery, the decor, the anticipation, and during those moments, what they hear sets the emotional tone. That's why pre-ceremony music is such a big deal. A great DJ doesn't just hit shuffle on a Spotify playlist during pre-ceremony. A great DJ is building the emotional opening scene of your wedding. The soundtrack to the moment your guests are settling in, finding their seats and preparing for your big entrance. If you want romantic, we'll bring in acoustic guitar, soft piano, and violin covers of modern songs. If you want coastal vibes, which is huge here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina, we go with gentle island acoustic tracks. If you want elegance, we go with timeless classical pieces or cinematic instrumentals. This is the part guests never talk about directly, but they absolutely feel it when they're sitting in their seat, preparing to see you walk down the aisle. And you feel it too, because the atmosphere of your ceremony starts with the music that you choose. Now, let's talk ceremony. Your ceremony music is a huge part of your atmosphere. This is the emotional core of the day. This is where you walk down the aisle. This is where you see your partner for the very first time. This is where the tears happen, the heartbeats, the nerves, the excitement. And a great DJ treats ceremony music with precision, with intention, with timing that matches emotion. Because when you take that first step down the aisle, you don't want the song to be halfway through the chorus. You want the right moment, the exact moment. The part of the song that feels like you. That's the difference between having a playlist and having a DJ who is shaping your atmosphere. Weddings, obviously, are emotional, but the atmosphere of that emotion is created with music timing, volume, and transitions that a professional understands deeply. If you like what you hear so far, give us a like, please, and be sure to subscribe to this podcast. If you're a newly engaged couple, this podcast, DJs, Dancefloors, and I-Dos, was built specifically for you. And today, we're covering how to set the perfect wedding atmosphere. Let's move on now to the cocktail hour. This is the transition into celebration. When the ceremony ends, the atmosphere needs to shift gently, naturally, and with intention. And that's where cocktail hour music comes in. A lot of couples overlook cocktail hour, but you should not, because this is where the vibe of your reception begins. At this point, your guests are ready to go, ready to celebrate, have a great time. They're grabbing a drink, saying hello to people they haven't seen in a few years maybe, taking in the venue, the property, and the right music creates that warm, happy, relaxed energy that tells them, okay, now we're having fun. This part of your wedding is not background noise. It's emotional seasoning, if you will. If your wedding is romantic, we keep things soft, warm, and cozy. If your wedding is modern and chic, we bring in maybe R&B, some soulful remixes, jazzy covers of pop songs. If your wedding is more upbeat, we may bring in acoustic pop, light throwbacks, or fun sing-along tracks that set the tone without overpowering the room or the area in which the cocktail hour is taking place. And here's the thing. Cocktail hour is when your guests start forming expectations of the rest of the night. If the atmosphere is warm, inviting, and musical, they lean in. They get excited. They start anticipating an amazing evening. Cocktail hour is very important. Do not overlook the importance of this part of your night. Now let's move into dinner, which I think is the single most underrated part of a wedding when it comes to atmosphere. The right dinner music makes your wedding feel like an elegant, elevated experience. The wrong dinner music makes it feel like background noise at a banquet event. Dinner music matters because it fills the emotional space between events, and it either enhances your atmosphere or it flattens it. And here's something most people don't realize. Your guests don't dance during dinner, but they absolutely feel the energy starting to build during dinner. Dinner is where your professional DJ is laying the emotional foundation for that dance floor that's happening later. Dinner is where people start nodding their heads to the music, tapping their feet, singing along softly at their table, and it's where guests start getting comfortable enough to dance later. So we curate dinner music intentionally. It's not too loud. We do want to encourage conversation, but just loud enough to fill the room with the atmosphere that you want. Romantic, coastal, soulful, modern, elegant, it all depends on the vibe you're looking to create. And that starts shaping the dance floor before the dancing even begins. Thanks so much for listening to DJ's Dancefloors and I-Dos. Like and subscribe, please, as we built this podcast for you, the newly engaged couple that is in the process of making entertainment decisions. And today, we're covering how to set the perfect wedding atmosphere. Now, let's talk about something every bride needs to know. Your DJ is not just playing music. Your DJ is also the host, the voice, dare I say, the face, the guide for the entire night. In the way your DJ speaks, the tone, the pacing, the personality, it shapes your atmosphere just as much as the music does. If your DJ is loud and hypey or overly cheesy, that affects the atmosphere. If your DJ is flat, lifeless, monotone, that affects it too. But when your DJ is warm, confident, engaging, and classy, everything feels elevated. Everything feels smooth. And a great DJ knows when to speak, when to step back, when to hype the room, and when to let emotion speak for itself, and when to gently guide your guests into the next moment. Hosting isn't about being the center of attention. It's about delivering your atmosphere through words, tone, and presence. Now let's talk transitions, where the atmosphere is actually created. This is a big one. The real secret to atmosphere is transitions. Not the big moments, not the decor, not the playlist, the transitions. Think about it. Weddings are basically a series of mini events happening back to back. You've got the introductions, dinner, toasts, first dances, the parent dances, the cake cutting, open dancing, last song of the night, private last dance. How these moments connect determines how your wedding feels. Smooth transitions feel intentional. Clunky transitions feel awkward. And the DJ controls the emotional pacing of these transitions. A great transition builds anticipation. A great transition keeps guests engaged. A great transition makes your wedding feel seamless, elevated, and expertly planned. This is where the professional DJ becomes one of the most important vendors of your entire day, because your professional DJ isn't only shaping the dance floor, they're shaping the emotional flow and feel of your entire night. Now let's talk about the heart of your reception, your dance floor. This is where atmosphere becomes energy. This is where emotion becomes movement. And this is where your professional DJ takes every decision you made, your vibe, your style, your music preferences, and turns it into the best dance floor of your life, hopefully. A great professional DJ doesn't just play songs. A great DJ reads emotion. A great DJ studies body language. A great DJ understands pacing, momentum, and what I call energy arcs. A great DJ knows when to take guests back to the early 2000s, when to hit them with Motown, when to bring out a hype song, and when to slow it down. A great DJ knows how to get multiple generations out onto the dance floor, which is really the goal for everybody to be out having a great time. How to engage the older crowd without losing that younger crowd. How to keep the younger crowd excited without losing the elegance of the room and the momentum that has been built during the course of the night. This is where experience matters. This is where intuition matters. This is where emotional intelligence also matters, because the dance floor is an emotional experience, a living, breathing organism, not just a playlist. Again, thanks so much for listening to DJ's Dance Floors and I Do's. Like and subscribe, please, as we built this podcast for you, the newly engaged couple that is in the process of making entertainment decisions. And today, we're covering how to set the perfect wedding atmosphere. And finally, let's talk about the last song. The last song of your wedding may be one of the most emotional and memorable moments of your entire day, and your DJ sets that tone. Do you want something hype and unforgettable? We'll create that. Do you want something romantic and meaningful? We'll craft that too. Do you want something nostalgic that brings everybody together? Absolutely. The last song is the bow on the gift, the final atmosphere, the emotion that stays with your guests as you exit into the night. And a great DJ doesn't just play it. A great DJ creates a moment that feels like the perfect ending to the story of your wedding day. So here are some key takeaways from today. Number one, the atmosphere of your wedding is shaped more by the entertainment than anything else. Decor and florals are beautiful, but the feeling of your wedding, the emotion, the energy, the flow, comes from music, hosting, pacing, and the DJ's ability to guide your night. Number two, your DJ is the one vendor who's part of every single moment. From ceremony to cocktail to dinner to dancing, the DJ shapes the transitions, the energy, and the emotional experience your guests will remember most. So go with somebody that has experience. Thirdly, a great wedding DJ doesn't just play songs. They create moments. Moments your guests feel. Moments your photographer captures. Moments that become core memories from your wedding day. And number four, atmosphere is intentional. It isn't random, it's not luck, and it doesn't depend on having a, quote, dancing crowd. It's built through thoughtful entertainment and the right professional guiding the night. Thanks so much for listening to DJ's Dance Floors and I Do's. If today's episode helped you feel more confident about your wedding entertainment plans, I'd love for you to follow this podcast leave a review, or share it with someone that is newly engaged. Our goal here is to provide free, unbiased content to help you make better entertainment decisions. DJs, Dance Floors, and I Do's is a presentation of Shane Griffin Entertainment, produced by Rob Duran. Again, another reminder, check us out on social, Facebook and Instagram at Shane Griffin Entertainment. Also visit our website, letshaneentertain.com. That's letshaneentertain.com. And again, we've published a free ebook titled The Bride's Guide to Wedding DJs. If you'd like your copy, simply shoot me an email, shanegriffinentertainment@gmail.com. That's shanegriffinentertainment@gmail.com, and I will email you over the 8-page free ebook, The Bride's Guide to Wedding DJs. Join us for our next episode, number 11, The Art of MC, How Your DJ Shapes Every Moment. Until then, cheers!